Man, you remember the good old days when trash talk was a game within itself? Like back in Black Ops 2 lobbies, you get roasted for everything. Your aim, your outfit, your mic, your literal gamer tag. It was chaotic, sure, but it was weirdly kind of fun. It felt like banter, like part of the gaming vibe. And even though people got heated, it didn't always feel hateful. I mean, of course, you always have your gamers who spew hate then and now. But in this gaming era, it's like people forgot how to keep it competitive and clever. Somewhere along the way, trash talk turned into full blown emotional damage. Like, bro, I missed a shot, not your child support payment. Please, calm down. Instead of joking around, it's straight up rage. Misogyny, slurs, racism, homophobia. Like, people are just waiting for any excuse to go nuclear. And it's sad because FPS games used to bring out the best kind of smoke, like skill based, time based, all love, kinda. Now it feels like people bring all their personal bitterness into the lobby, and we're all just random collateral damage. And especially for someone like me, someone who uses gaming as a therapeutic way to unwind, to have fun, to maybe pop off a little bit after work and bedtime. I shouldn't have to brace myself for the verbal warfare in FPS lobbies before we even start the match. Now, let's circle back to me being a little reckless with my own words, because I won't lie, when I'm in the zone and someone ruins my moment, that B word is coming out instantly. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. I'm not thinking about who the player is, what they sound like, or where they come from. I'm just mad that my plan got snatched. And in that moment, you're a B, and that's that. But I also keep my mic muted for a reason, because I know that the way I talk when I'm in my own world isn't something I'd want to throw on a random player, especially when I don't know who's on the other end. Not everyone has the same humor as me. Not everyone can tell the difference between a quick vent and real aggression, and that is valid. The thing is, I don't worry about the clapback because I know that I'm not actually trying to hurt anyone, but that doesn't make it right. Just because you say something behind closed doors doesn't mean it has no weight. It's about having awareness, and when I catch myself slipping more than usual, that's a sign to check in with me and why I'm getting so worked up over this video game. And as a female gamer, let me say this. There's a huge difference between calling someone the B word in a random rage moment and a male calling you that because he knows or suspects that you're a woman, either because of your voice or your gamer tag. It's a completely different energy. One is frustration with the game, while the other is targeted disrespect. And I don't care how normal it is in lobbies, that distinction matters. Another thing that is so annoying is that people weaponize trash talk against players who simply play the game differently. Like it's ranked and someone's holding angles instead of pushing mid, and now suddenly they're getting cussed out in 3 different languages. Chill. That's literally a legit strategy. Everyone's got their own approach. Some of y'all are cracked out movement demons. Some people are methodical. Some camp. And yes, it can be annoying sometimes, but they're still playing the same game you are, so why the attitude? If you're getting pressed over someone else's playstyle, maybe the real issue isn't them. Maybe you're just mad that your ego took a hit. And look, I've been there. I've yelled at my screen. I've called out a camper even though deep down, I knew if I was in their shoes, I would have done the same thing if I was down bad. But the difference is, I don't make it personal. I don't go for their voice, their name, nor their identity. Trash talk is supposed to be spicy, not spiteful. We can have fun, talk a little smack, and still be decent people. But this part right here is pretty insane because I don't care how many lobbies I've been in, I will never get used to hearing the kind of stuff people say when they think no one is going to hold them accountable. The way that some dudes just can't get through a round without calling someone the F word, or dropping misogynistic trash just because they lost a gunfight. It's embarrassing. It's giving unresolved trauma, and it's giving insecurity, and it ruins the whole gaming experience. And what blows my mind is how often it happens in ranked. Like, bro, this isn't even a pub. You're sweating your mic out, screaming slurs, knowing full well the game might match you with the same person again, maybe as a teammate next time. So then what? It's wild to me that someone would rather burn a whole lobby to the ground than just hold an L with grace. That's not passion. That's just poor sportsmanship dressed up as competitiveness. And for the women, LGBTQ plus players, and marginalized folks in the community, we don't just get tired and exhausted. The energy wears you down. It's why a lot of people play with their mics off, not because they're scared, but because they're tired of this insanity, the nonsense. And the last thing I need to speak on, sore winners. And yes, that's a real thing in my book. You ever notice how some people are silent the whole match, but the moment their team starts winning, they get real brave? Now it's y'all suck and hold this L, but they were dead silent when the game was neck and neck. That's not confidence. That's fragile ego dressed up in hype. Real winners don't need to scream about it. They don't need to rub it in. They know they performed, and they let the scoreboard speak for itself. You can talk trash and still keep it classy, still have poise, and still show up as someone people want to play the game with, and play the game with again. Because that's what keeps the gaming community alive. Respect, even when you're cooking the other team. I'm pretty sure you can relate this when you had to earn that win and the other team is saying, GG's bro, GG's y'all, GG's. Because they know it wasn't an easy win for you guys and they gotta take that L. That is respect. So now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me what's the wildest trash talk you've ever experienced in a lobby. Did you clap back? Did you mute and move on? Or did someone actually make you log off early? I know it's happened to all of us. Like, for instance, one of my proudest moments was I was on the game literally just trying to decompress. I was not having the best day, I will tell you that. I got on and the first match did not go well for me. I simply was just following behind my teammate a little too closely, I guess, and I tried to pull out my knife. And in doing so, I knifed my teammate in the back. Instant kill. I think we were either playing hardcore, I don't think it was ranked. Yes, it was hardcore, I believe. And they died, and surprisingly, it was another female. And she immediately just started cussing me out, talking about how dumb I was and why the F would I do that. And usually I just let it go, you know? But like I said, I was not having the best day. And so I unmuted my mic and I was like, chill the fuck out. It was an accident. And then they said, well, you didn't say anything. And I said, well, I didn't think that I had to unmute myself to explain myself to you, someone I did not know. And then within that last sentence, in the next breath, I was like, I've allowed this person to bring me out of my character. I no longer want to be here. And what did I do? I just left the game and I told myself, maybe you weren't even ready. Maybe you weren't ready for this. So I get it. We've all been there, but I think it's important to know what headspace you were in. If you're being bothered or easily triggered by people who have no idea what you're going through, then it's a you problem. And maybe you can just unmute, or maybe you can just mute them, so that you don't have to hear them if they're triggering you. I do it all the time. But I want you to know that you are not your mistakes, and everyone makes mistakes. We all make the mistakes so that we can learn from them. There are plenty of people who love gaming with you. And there are plenty of people who love you and will check you on the behavior that they don't condone and the type of energy that they don't want to be around. Those who love you will check you and let you know when to chill out, and you'll do the same for those who you want to keep around. If nobody told you today, you deserve to play in peace. You deserve to game with joy, with laughter, and with love. And if you're learning to talk shit without causing harm, you're growing. I'm sending you the greatest love. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, you wasn't doing that when I was there.
Thanks for being here. Peace.